Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM22 Career Mode, episode 126. And here's the thing: there's 3 mountain stages to go, a couple hill stages to go here in this La Vuelta. So we're coming up on the end of it, and then of course, following that, coming up on the end of the season. We got a couple races to finish up, points to check, and that's virtually it. Breakaway had a small lead until moments ago, but they've pulled out 3 minutes on this climb. EF really not pushing tempo, so this is going to give an opportunity for the breakaway to claim the stage at 6.5 minutes advantage. It's now holding and actually starting to come back a little bit as we approach the top. You get a little saddle here, and then the top of the climb right on the other side, and then you reset and go downhill for a bit before you then go into a bigger and final climb for this stage being stage 15 of La Vuelta. And we are all set to go for the ending. I mean, the water's not great for Bausch, the one who went and got it, but with 30k to go, it's close enough. It'll get us through. Okay, recovery-wise, Gonzalez, Panamar, Bausch, McKellar, the domestiques are not fully recovered. The guys they're protecting are. And the descent wasn't that long, so there's likely going to be some riders in the field that didn't get fully recovered. We went through at a 79 clip on that first climb just to hold our position. And you can see already the pace is higher. We've pulled it back to 6 minutes already to the front of the field. The front group is all split up already. I mean, there's at least 3 groups separated. Minimum 7 riders off of the front group, which had 24, I believe, to start. But anyway, end of La Vuelta in sight. Should be for the end of this episode. The end of the season in sight. Probably will be the end of the next episode. And then what? Well, we're at the end of the cycle for PCM22, and actually even adding to it, this episode wasn't when you expected it to come out. This episode came out a little bit later than you expected, and that's because I ended up going out of town for my nephew's graduation from the Army for basic training. And that trip, as we need to gel up for Bausch, we need to gel up for Gonzalez, we need to soon gel up for Panamar, as we're really going to begin the climb proper. Overall, this Sierra Nevada, 27k, 6%, but we had a downhill section. We didn't climb much. Now it's pretty much straight on kind of the rest of the way. McKellar's on a plus 578 mountain, and you see just how tired he is, and that's how hard tempo has been, and why we're seeing 33 riders in the Peloton, as we're seeing Bosch 10th overall, Martinez 11th overall. Those guys are not my threat. They're 8 minutes down. How far are we? Martinez is my leader, right? Yeah. 6 minute advantage, letting those guys go. They're not going to gain 6 minutes. But EF, not pushing. Not pushing at all. 17k to go. I'd like to be bold and do something here on a stage such as this if possible, but not under these kind of circumstances. 543 the gap. Now EF. For a second looked like he was trying to attack. That was just chasing at like a 99. Okay, Bausch is already out the back. We're down to 24 riders. You're seeing a number of really good EF riders get dropped, such as the Tempo. 18th place Garcia is coming out. Gonzalez, who is 9th overall, by the way, and on a negative race day condition, has been dropped. I made him a domestique despite his position. I didn't realize he was in the top 10 when I set that up. But we're down to just 20, and look, another few riders going out the back. Fisher Black. Palace is about, I think we need to do something, not necessarily about those guys, but you know, they're not that far up there. But I think this is where you do something. Is Foss leading? Okay, Foss is leading. It's still 13.9k, so that's why I really don't want to be taking over just yet, as we're down to 16 riders. Oh, we're going to be down to a lot less than that here in a second. 12. Palomar and McKellar both dropped, along with Lutsenko and Helmos are dropped. 2 off the front, 12 here. So that's 14 riders left in contention for the day. I've got 4 of them as we are into this final phase. Now, Chergai, protect Martinez, and gel up. Piccioni get protected by Garzone. And Garzone gel up. It's still 12k to go, folks. This is a long, long distance, but the worst part of the climb is nearly behind us. It's going to ease off a little bit in that final sector. These 3 riders. Okay, that's those 2. Plus Moss. I don't know how Moss got out there. Maybe he was in the breakaway, because I never saw any further attack. But Monike is in the break today, but going backwards. Van Gils, a lot of guys, and hey, we're down another rider at least here. 10k, but 4 riders. Really not wanting to do that chase, but keeping an eye on this gap as EF is holding it steady. And that's Glog. Okay, now we respond. That's the race leader. I think we're gonna stay right at the 80. We are at Chergai, Piccioni, Martinez. Now we get involved earlier than I want, but again, the hardest portion of the climb is behind us. Slow and steady. Garzone is done. Down to just 9 in this group. Guy's pace is definitely enough to drop riders. We've caught some riders as Garzone has been dropped. Fuentes is about to get dropped, and we're leaving a number of breakaway riders behind here. I think Kelderman included, Johannesson, Evenepoel all dropped, and now we're down to 8 in this group. Chergai is still going. Front group of 12 now, as we catch a number of breakaway riders. We caught Moss, Bosch, Martinez. So we caught all of them, and we've already caught Glog. Ooh, went further back than I wanted, but we have Pare Penter, Soler holding on. Brenner in 3rd is still here, and Glog. That's about it. We've dropped everybody else. There's the 6th plate. Plapp is in 6th. How did he get? Okay. Well, we've caught them. Let's force others to work. Well, we don't have to force others to work when Chergai is out of energy. Let him just keep whatever tempo he can manage up the road. Still 620 to the front, but it's very spread out now. There's a group of 3, but otherwise it's all ones the rest of the way. Van Gils way ahead of anybody else. Piccioni needs to gel, as he will have to respond to the latest attack. Bosch is not the one we need to respond to, though. Glog is 4k, down to 4k. Ardea is going to get dropped. Brenner from 3rd place is dropped. Plapp hangs on. Moss hangs on. Rodriguez from the break has been caught. Tischbenut from the break has been caught. Are they going to go straight out the back? Martinez is with us. Van Gils has won the stage. Glog is still up ahead, but Martinez does have something in his legs to try to catch, and we can go soft attack and see what happens as Piccioni tries to just hang on now to the group, and Martinez has ditched him. Do we keep going and leave these guys behind? What pace can you do here? What pace can you do, Martinez? It's a front four. It's a front four. You're going to get the same time here. Van Gils has won the stage, but Bosch and I cross the line next, and there's a clear gap to Mesnada. Here comes Martinez. Gloag out of energy at the finish line. Can't do it. And there is Piccioni. Piccioni 11th on the stage behind Gloag. There's Moss. There's Plop. This is a good result, folks. Good result for us. Rodriguez. Couple guys sprinting for it, but from a ways down. There's Chagai in 19th. Anyway, back to what I was talking about. We're looking at 1, 2, maybe, we're looking at 2 to 3 episodes left. This could be a 2-episode finish up of La Vuelta and then kind of push on. And then PCM23 is coming out. I'm going to be out of town, which is why this episode's coming out much later than expected. This is coming out the day that I'm getting back. This particular episode, so we're going to be moving on to PCM23 quite soon, but we will finish out the season. Martinez picks up a half minute on Gloag. Piccioni was just 16 seconds behind him. Well placed. Most of these guys at the front were breakaway riders who did not matter, and Bosch, the only one who did slightly matter, who was, 10th, 12th, something like that, gets the same time, so we don't lose any time to him whatsoever. Gloag still leads, but we've cut the gap down to a minute and a half. Van Gils is at 4:13. Brenner is at 4:16. So he's off the podium. Van Gils from the breakaway has gained enough time to jump onto the podium in 3rd place, but be well behind us, not really be threatening. Piccioni is 5th. 2 more riders have leveled up in the last couple of days to make a full page worth of 5.5-star talents for us. I want to say that Bausch was one of those. Getting here at the tour, he's picked up a lot of extra XP. He now has an 80 flat, 77 cobble rating, 81 Barrador, 80 resistance. Almost completely useless rider, but also somehow very good. I want to say that Azumi is the other. He's now at a 79 mountain, 77 hills, 77 time trial, 78 stamina, 80 recovery. Pretty dang good all around, and still just 21 years of age, and has a bit more potential to get even better. Stage 17 is a punchy short hilltop finish. We're going to leave it at the mercy and see what happens. Punchy stages generally work pretty well for us. Martinez 2nd. Carlos Verona wins the stage by 4.5 minutes, but Gloag grabs 6 seconds of time bonuses. Brenner, Plop were all there, so the main contenders. Garzone was close behind. Piccioni loses a chunk of time, 30 seconds, but still is 5th place. Time to say speed for now, but this, to me, is your average La Vuelta stage. The climbs aren't quite as bad as, there are a couple of severe climbs that you can get at La Vuelta, but most of them aren't the climbs that you're going to get at the Giro. And they definitely aren't the climbs you're going to get at La Tour. They're just climbs today. That's the situation I find us in. Right now, we are trying to go very conservatively on the time. Peloton's already down to 74 riders, though, as the pace has really picked up. Breakaway 6 have just a 3.5 minute advantage. First climb that we're on right now is 8%, but it's not even 4K, and we're already over the top. The next climb, though, extends to 14 kilometers, but it's only 4.5%. The final climb, also at 14 kilometers, but it's still only 5.4, with a max of 8.4, which happens very early in that climb, hence the This climb's not that bad. 71k to go. We're in the flat territory. This is probably the best time to send our man, which today is going to be Panamar. Normally it's Bausch, but Bausch is protecting Martinez. Final time getting water, 64k to go. A little false flat area, that's going to even out, go down a little bit, and then we begin that penultimate climb here on stage 18 of 21. I did decide that I'm going to go ahead and split this up into another episode, so I started a little bit earlier here on this one. There will be one more La Vuelta episode before we then wrap the season up. So we have 2 more episodes following this one here in this current edition of PCM. Now, right now, EF is really not pushing a very high tempo. Gap to the front 6 has gone out to 5 minutes. There's no one there who's a threat to GC. And 7.5k EF using up really just 1 rider, 2 riders on this climb. And I am very much conserving energy on this one as they aren't pushing so hard, but you know that Glog at the very least is, but at least his teammates are not. And that's one of the key things, is it's looking like I'm going to have my entire team as we begin the final climb, which is going to allow us to be more aggressive. In terms of race day condition, it really wasn't a great draw today. It wasn't a terrible draw either. We do get 3+5s, but a lot of negative draws outside of those 3 guys. But Martinez is one of those 3 guys, so we'll be fine. He's already fully recovered. Panamar, a little tired. Bausch, a little tired. Chergai, McKellar, Gonzalez, all feeling it a little bit. As here goes Bosch and Martinez, attacking early from 11th and 10th, but EF chasing it, other teams deciding that they want to chase it as well. And I'm not worried about that part. I'm worried about the final climb. Once again, it's 14k. I like 10k for a sprint train, so we will be setting that up pretty early. And we're going to put our foot down a little bit for the flat section. And then the climb itself, we very much want to hold position. Front group has already split right at the base of the climb, so they're attacking each other right from the get-go. That's going to make it easier that they will not be working together. EF controlling the train, and we are just about on the base of the 14.3 kilometer climb. Okay, now we can set about an 82 and hold this. Now they go again, and there's a lot of them going, including Brenner. Okay, fine. I was wanting to wait till the 10k mark, but we are not going to wait for the 10k mark. We're going to go right now, I think in 81. That's 13k. That is 13k. So Piccioni, maybe Gonzalez. We'll see if somebody else needs to be squeezed in. Certainly not Bausch. Certainly not McKellar. The order they're in. Right in the order they're in right now. Okay, so Bausch. Those 5 go. EF actually responds, and they respond with a heavy foot, actually. And Bausch is not much of a climb. Bausch, I'm rolling up, and it's going backwards again. I hate how this game freaking does that all the damn time. Okay, that attack has been negated. We're at 11k. But here comes Brenner. Brenner's the threat to our spot, 2nd place. Brenner's still off the front. Bausch going backwards a little bit. We will have to recycle him out of this right about now. He's dropping back too far. So Bausch is done. We're done with Bausch, but we're down to 8k. Van Gils, Van Dienenbiel. There goes Brenner again. EF once again forced to respond, but Panamar not climbing very fast here. Really? You're this bad, Panamar? 6k. Okay, it's really time to start putting foot down. This climb's not that bad. I'm going a little too conservative here. Come on, Panamar. 78 punchiness. Pull this team through. 5k to go now. Ponemar got through, but didn't bring McKellar with him. Martinez. McKellar. Tregai. There's just no space. It's already down to 2.8k. We're not gaining anything today. Gels for all. They are coming through here late. I already got Tregai out of the mix. Why is he still there? Okay, Gonzalez. Garzon. Piccioni, 1.7. 1k. There's Glogue, so at least we're not behind Glogue. Piccioni leading out Martinez. Martinez, 700 meters. Glogue finds a way to get through. Martinez lose 3 seconds. It's fine. It's fine. We got caught up in some traffic. I told you that this climb was not that bad. There I was going, oh, it's 13k. Yeah, I over worried about the distance when the climb itself really wasn't that bad. And those first two guys leading us out just weren't good enough and put us on the back foot when we wanted to be on the front foot. And it made it tough. And that's why you got to stay on the front foot. You got to stay on the front foot. But no harm today. We got through the stage. We've got one punchy stage to go and one big mountain stage to go. We got to hope that we've got the race day conditions right for that one, because that is our best and only opportunity remaining to beat Glogue and take first. But we very much will be holding on to second after this one, which is a pretty decent spot to be in. Glogue gains 7 seconds. So Martinez hits at 1:44, but with a huge advantage, 3 minutes on anybody else. Piccioni is still right there in 5th place. Yeah, I think we're in a great spot. For one thing, it's worth a lot of points to have 2 riders in the top 5. So that part's very good for us. Setting second overall, absolutely the only rider in contention. Even Brenner attacking really is not going to be much of a threat on Martinez any longer, as we have a 3-minute advantage with one mountain stage left to navigate. 1:44 is tough, but not impossible to pull back, especially on the profile that we have for stage 20 that has a lot of climbing along the way, and EF is going to be in charge. They're going to be using up riders earlier, so there's a chance. There's still a chance, but right now it's looking like a comfortable second place seems the most likely outcome, but we'll see what we can do in those final stages. Points, Martinez is actually up there, but Glogue has a pretty healthy lead, almost 40 points. Van Gils is leading the KOM, but only a couple points ahead. In fact, you're looking at Johannesson down in 5th is only 5 points behind. That's awfully tight. The under 25s is all us. Brenner sandwiched in the middle though, and we are leading the team classification by a whopping 8 minutes and 41 seconds. That is going to do it for this episode though. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there, and bye for now.